So let's talk about future and how does 2025 look like and what can be done. Looking ahead, the forecasted Gini coefficient for Europe is expected to be 0.33, with Central and Western Europe having the lowest inequality at 0.31, and Southern Europe the highest at 0.37. Unemployment rates are projected to follow a similar pattern, with Southern Europe experiencing higher unemployment. Although extreme poverty remains low in Europe, inequalities persist in various forms, including the gender pay gap and educational disparities. To address these challenges, targeted policies are needed to support, most importantly, the bottom 50%, to ensure the equal opportunities and promote fair wealth distribution across all sectors of society. Since 1990s, many of Europe's largest economies have experienced a significant reduction in wealth held by the bottom 50%. In Italy, for example, the bottom half owned around 10% of the nation's wealth in 1995, but in 2021, the figure dropped to just 2.5%. Similarly, in Russia, wealth has become concentrated among the elite, with the poorest half seeing little recovery even during periods of economic success. In contrast, Turkey has been an outlier, with its bottom 50% now owning a significantly larger share of the nation's wealth, benefiting from rapid economic modernization. At the same time, top 1% of wealth owners have increased their share in most major European countries, with Russia seeing the most dramatic rise, where the wealthiest gained almost half of national wealth by 2021. The gender pay gap is another aspect of inequality. As of 2022, men in the European Union earned approximately 13% more than women, with Estonia showing the widest gap at 21%, and Luxembourg the smallest, where women actually earned more than men. During the period from 1995 to 2021, the top 1% of wealthy people in Europe increased their share of wealth distribution from 22% to over 26%. Over the same period, the wealth of the bottom 50% and the middle 40%, from top 10 to 50% of people, saw their shrink, while the share of wealth owned by the rest of the top 10% remained stable at between 35 and 36%. The top 10% of wealthy people collectively own more than the remaining 90% of people in Europe combined in all years of this period.
Spain has long faced deep economic inequalities, with wealthier regions like Madrid and Catalonia far ahead of poorer ones such as Andalusia and Extremadura due to historical factors. The 2008 financial crisis exacerbated these inequalities, pushing unemployment rates to alarming levels. In 2014, Spain's unemployment peaked at over 26%, with youth unemployment even higher. According to the data in the image, Catalonia saw a dramatic spike in youth unemployment exceeding 50% at its peak. The crisis was fueled by a collapsing real estate bubble, leaving many families struggling. Even with economic improvements, the wealth gap persists, as shown in Catalonia's unemployment trends across age groups.